Introducing the Open Palm Podcast with host Jerome Shaw, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. The Open Palm Podcast is a positive, uplifting, motivational, and inspirational podcast. The host brings his insight and philosophy, and you can't help but gravitate towards his smile, his words, and his wisdom. Again, the podcast he hosts is titled The Open Palm Podcast. It's about inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas and topics. He'll also help you become more aware and in harmony with your own life, giving you a better understanding of your place in the world and using your skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. You can find the show today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. You can also connect with the host on Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's JROMESHAW on Instagram. Jerome Shaw with the Open Palm Podcast. Motivation, meditation, mentality. Go listen, download, and subscribe today.
The slow overcomes the fast. The slow overcomes the fast. This was a quote that I got from the Tao Te Ching. Lovely book, has given my life so much more meaning, so much more significance, so much more understanding has been brought to me the more and the more and the more that I did not acquire, but let go. The belief systems, the BS, right? Letting go of the belief systems have given me much more than acquiring more knowledge. True things often sound and seem paradoxical, right? Less is more, right? So this principle of the slow overcomes the fast. You know, you've seen those movies, maybe the Hong Kong martial arts movies or different martial arts movies where it involves somebody doing slow, deliberate motions, just effortless. Tai Chi, you know, flowing with life, flowing. Just very slow, not really seeming to have any oomph to it. And yet somebody walks up and they have a very strong stance and a very strong will and a very strong form and a very strong arm and a very strong fist, and they punch at the opponent who's going so slowly and so effortlessly and so guided. And all of a sudden, that opponent who was going very slow seems to whip their arm and pat away the fist of this strong-willed opponent. And the opponent throws a kick, and all of a sudden, effortlessly, as if by a sixth sense, the Tai Chi practitioner moves to the side and gracefully sidesteps and trips up the opponent, sending them hurtling to the ground. What happened? This altercation taking place in a matter of seconds. It seems that the Tai Chi practitioner, the one who was just being slow, taking their time, it seems that they didn't do much of anything. They didn't really have to do much. But they were able to be in just the right position, at just the right time, in just the right moment, when they needed to move. One of my friends talks about how less motion actually equals a faster pace, slowing down to speed up. And when you think of processing, right? When you think of needing a reboot, needing to defrag our computer, our hardware, needing to update our software, the programs, right? We gotta reboot. We gotta restart. We gotta turn off. We gotta relax. We have to meditate. We have to reflect. We have to contemplate. Whenever we take time to breathe, or we put ourselves in a state of breathing, which is sleep, going from beta down to alpha and theta and then delta, waves of the brain states. It's like a cell phone. if you have an iPhone that needs to update its software, there's an update that has come in, but unless you allow the phone to restart, to reboot, unless you turn off your device, you will not receive that update. The device needs to restart, to update. So think of your body as the ultimate technology. And your body updates when you are not out and about hustling and bustling, doing all sorts of things, being strong-willed and being all the time, grinding. There's a place for that. That masculine yang energy. But there's also a place for yin energy, the feminine energy, the energy of receiving, the energy of allowing. That is what brings on the manifestation. So being in that flow, being in that state of slow going, just like the tortoise that beat the hare, not by going fast, but just by keeping going, just by one step at a time. The slow was able to overcome the fast. So, my friend, think on this whenever you are experiencing burnout, or whenever you feel yourself as going all the time, frantically doing one thing and hopping to the next. Give yourself a break. Cut yourself some slack. Give yourself a reset, a reboot, to actually update your software. There may be updates just waiting to be integrated into your system, because you are the most beautiful organism. You are the most ultimate technology. And you deserve it. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, the Open Palm Podcast here in San Antonio, Texas. The open palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray you received a kind message letting you know that you don't always have to be going fast to be going somewhere. Sometimes we're going nowhere fast, aren't we? But if you can take your time, go slow, you may find that before you know it, you will reach that destination just by going one step at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles, it begins with but a single step. Share this episode with a like-minded individual, learning and growing, becoming their greatest version, just like you, my friend. Taking it easy, taking it slow, and knowing that the slowest speed can often be and make for the fastest pace. Pay it forward so more can hear the message. And if this is your very first time listening or receiving this podcast, definitely subscribe for more inspirational messages like this. I thank you for listening, my friend. And if you feel compelled to support, head on over to anchor.fm/jshaw. Clicking that support link there is much appreciated. Thank you to all the wonderful supporters who continue to donate to the podcast. Much love to you. And definitely check out the new book now on Amazon, Finding Inner Peace. Finding Inner Peace. That is by Jerome Shaw, a guide to the wisdom within. You'll find the link in the show notes of this episode. Send in a message to the podcast by going to that same website, anchor.fm/jshaw. Would love to hear your voice on a future episode. Have a wonderful and blessed day or night wherever you are. And as always, take care. Hey there, my friend. So you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.